Hello for the first time in a while, Niner Faithful. Johnny Dell back with another episode of 49ers Playbook. I know it's been a little while since I put anything out, and I do apologize. We're in a COVID world, and a lot of things are unpredictable right now, especially when you have little ones in daycare. But I was able to get a little time this week to put something out. I don't really have time to dive deep into both sides of the ball, and so I felt with more limited time, I'd rather give one side of the ball a good look instead of just glossing over both sides. It was good to see the 49ers win a close game and keep the season hopes alive against a Rams team that was leading the division coming into the game. The game plan on defense was one in which Robert Saleh was going to trust his coverage guys to lock down the Rams' passing attack and allow him to rush with just 4 most of the game. I saw a lot fewer blitzes than we had seen in the previous 5 or 6 games. It was also nice to see Richard Sherman back on the field, and you could see the influence he has, not only on the team, but on opposing quarterbacks, as Jared Goff just didn't look his way until he absolutely had to several times. What was most impressive to me were how many times the 49ers were able to stop LA in third and short yardage situations. There was a good mix of coverage and pass rush that was beginning to look like shades of the 2019 defense. The defense played so dominantly that even after 3 quarters of play and 3 turnovers, their offense still hadn't scored a touchdown and only managed 13 points in the game. On offense, it wasn't as much to show as it was pretty much Deebo Samuel who dominated the game. So let's jump into the film and look at how the 49ers defense was able to generate an elite performance against one of the better offensive teams in the league, in what could be considered a must-win game. You're watching Johnny Dell's Football Academy. Jimmy Ward was able to force 2 big fumbles in the game, but it was also solid play all around that led to a dominant performance. I'll first show what led to Richard Sherman's interception early in the game. On the first drive for the Rams, they're going to come out and run a sail concept off play action. There's a bust in coverage between either Tarvarius Moore or Dre Greenlaw here. Both think they have curl flat responsibility, and so there's no hook curl defender. In our defense, the hook curl is responsible for matching this corner or sail route. With no one matching, LA hits it for a big gain. A couple drives later, however, they're going to come out and try and run the same thing. This time we're in man coverage. Jimmy Ward does a great job of keeping his position. This forces a reroute of the receiver without making illegal contact, and then he undercuts the route and stays on the receiver's hip. Goff then thinks he can float this ball over Ward where only his receiver can get it, or it would be an incomplete pass as he's expecting Sherman to run with his man. Sherman, reading the quarterback, breaks off his man, and with Ward's coverage being so tight, the ball sails over the receiver's head to a waiting Sherman. That's really good team defense. Ward played great coverage, which forced a tough throw, and Sherman made a veteran play by recognizing the concept from earlier and breaking off his man to play the sail route. On this 3rd and short, it's 3rd and 2, and the Rams are going to send Cooper Kupp in motion. With Jimmy Ward following, it reveals man coverage. They're going to try and run a slant flat concept here that would look to get rub action on Ward. I think Cooper Kupp runs his route too short here. The slant is run too deep for interference, and Goff throws the ball behind Kupp. It may have been Jimmy Ward's tight presence that made Kupp break his route off sooner, but either way, it leads to the Rams settling for a field goal. The next play, there's something really interesting to note. We're going to be in man coverage, but we're going to come out in a dime package with 6 defensive backs. What's interesting to note is that when we brought in Mosley and had Jamar Taylor in, we moved Ward to a man coverage spot, as well as we put Richard Sherman at safety. That's interesting to note because I've wondered if Sherman might make the move to safety next year. But we're just going to be in man coverage with 2 short middle help defenders. LA is going to try and run a whip route with Woods and a slant. You'll see Verrett is able to jam Woods and stick on him, while Moore is in position to help on the slant that Ward is covering. Sherman's help on Mosley's man lets him maintain outside leverage and lock down the corner route. That gives the pressure time to get there and forces an incomplete pass. Next, the Rams are going to come out and run 4 curls on 3rd and 3. We're going to come out with a slot blitz here and play man coverage. The special thing about our defense is that we have Fred Warner, and Saleh is comfortable with Warner matching a receiver 1 versus 1. With the blitz coming, Goff looks to what should be a favorable matchup, a receiver on a linebacker. But Warner plays great coverage and it's an incomplete pass. This is a well-timed blitz because you can see how the blitz rushed Goff. He had a man open for a first down, but the blitz forced him to speed his processing up. This wasn't a 3rd and short, but was still a stop on 3rd down. Here, the Rams are going to run a deep speedo concept, which includes a clearing route and a deep over or crossing route. We're going to play cover 6 here, which is cover 4 plus cover 2, with Ward and Verrett playing the cover 4 side, and Moore and Sherman playing the cover 2 side. Moore does a good job staying in position on the vertical, while Ward and Sherman recognize the concept and bracket the deep over route. Verrett has also played a dig route really well here, and Goff, he just is throwing this ball up hoping for something to happen. On another 3rd and long, we're going to get another big stop. The Rams are going to try and run a play straight out of Kyle Shanahan's offense. This is choice water shallow. This receiver, he flares out and then is given a choice to sit down or work back and is the primary on this play. But the corner route is the alert, which means that it's an alert against cover 1 man, along with the short drag route. With it being cover 1, Goff is looking to the alert route, but Ward does a great job of covering his receiver on the play, and we get a good stunt from Kerry Hyder, which forces a bad pass from Goff. If Goff had time, he could have found the open receivers, but you're seeing good pass rush and good coverage to force a quarterback to either throw a bad pass or not let them get deeper in their progressions. The only time the Rams tried to run it on 3rd and short, they got stuffed. Here, they're again going to try and run something out of Shanahan's playbook, the counter. This isn't necessarily Shanahan's, but it's been around for a long time, but Kyle Shanahan does run this a lot. This is the play that you might remember from 2019 when Matt Breida set the fastest speed for a ball carrier that year against the Browns on the first play of the game. But they're going to look to crash down and kick out the end man on the line of scrimmage. We're going to run a scrape exchange on the outside with Ward and Armstead, where Armstead will crash down and Ward will become the forced defender. This totally disrupts the play as Armstead is able to get penetration and the kickout blocker doesn't know what to do. It's a great play by Armstead to Ward and great timing on the call from Saleh. On another 3rd and short, we come up with another stop. Here, the Rams are going to look to run interference on a quick slant for the line to gain. What Verrett brings to the table is the ability to play bump and run better than any of our other corners. He's up in a press and disrupts the release, which throws off the timing and doesn't allow for the rub route to work. We also get good help on the route, which forces Goff to move on, and by the time he does, Hyder has won on a good pass rush. Again, if he had time, he could have found a receiver for the line to gain. But we're seeing our guys take away his first reads, and the pass rush isn't allowing him to get deep into the progressions. Here, Jared Goff is going to get fooled by a good pre-snap disguise. They come out with a running back split wide. With Sherman on him, it looks like zone coverage, specifically cover 3 zone with the single safety, which would put Verrett in a deep third. They're going to try and run a smash concept where they'll run a short curl at the sticks to try and get Verrett to bail out of his deep third and then hit a deep fade or corner route behind it. The difference though was that we were running man coverage behind a blitz. Goff pump fakes on the curl and seeing Verrett attack thinks he's going to have a wide open man, but Mosley was in great coverage. His own line picked up the blitz well and he would have had a receiver wide open over the middle, but was fooled by the pre-snap look of the defense into making a bad low percentage throw, which gave the ball back to the 49ers, who were able to drive down the field for the game-winning score. Well, there's a look at the defensive performance on 3rd downs in this game, which was a huge reason we won that game. Hope you enjoyed the video. I do apologize again for not getting out more content over the past number of weeks. I'm hoping to get a quick review of our previous 3 losses out on Monday for inquiring minds. All in all, it's nice to see the team starting to get some guys back instead of continually losing guys, and to come out of a game with relatively few injuries, though the ACL tear to Taylor is a big one with K'Wan Williams still being out. Hopefully the team can continue the winning trend and weather through the next few weeks without some other key players, because you never know what this team could do in the playoffs. If they were able to hit January with a much healthier team than any other time this season, this could be a dangerous team in the playoffs. Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and go Niners.